Greetings and welcome to the 11th review in our mid-2019 video review series. Look, this is a much hyped cigar, mate.
Yeah, the Quai number 50.
A
Box
Petit
code,
Robusto. Box code is SMA July 18.
SMA Jul 18.
There's a lot to talk about in this review, so bear with us. We promise it will be interesting. But
I know when you cut yours,
yeah,
you had a little dimple.
I did, yes,
in the top. I think
you can't see it here, but you can see it on the cap.
Kind of almost see it in the cap there, where the dimple hole is really interesting.
Yeah, you get that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. These only came out. I can't remember when they came. It was last year, around mid last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a new band, so the band wasn't like that.
Yeah.
And this is 50, and there's a 54.
Yep.
This is a Petit Robusto size, which these cigars, 50 by, I think, I'm not sure if it's 100 or 115, I'll have to check. I think it's around that mark. And then the Quai 54 by 135 mil. But Havana also say can't keep up with demand with these. They just, and I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like it.
Well, they did the right thing if they wanted to revamp it, the brand, because previously all they had was the Coronas Clara.
Yes.
And now you've got two extra added to this marker.
Yeah, that's right.
Which, I mean, good on them.
Yeah.
Because the demand's there. People were snatching them up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a Quai Imperialis that was discontinued, I think, around 2013. It's a Churchill size, 47 by 178. And a lot of Churchills, we've mentioned in this review series, a lot of Churchills have gone on the wayside, as have Lonsdales. But the Coronas Claro was the last regular production cigar, and then the Havana Society decided to bring out this Petit Corona number 50 and the 54. Slightly bigger, and
I haven't seen many Coronas Claro recently. I'm finding that hard to find now.
You read my mind. They're around because I see members on the forum put them up on their on the Cuban Cigar purchase thread every now and then, but I don't think they're easy to source. Recent Coronas Claro.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I don't think on 24 there's been any. With the new bands,
I think that's right.
I don't
recall
that.
One. And it's important because the Coronas Claro is only one of 3 Corona sizes left, which was it's a much missed Vitola size. It's a 42 ring gauge by 142. It's in terms of how long that is, that'd be about 5 and 5.7 inches long. And it's a bit longer than the Petit Corona, and the Quai Coronas Claro, the Romeo and Julieta, I think Cedros Deluxe number 2, and the Monte Cristo number 3 are the last Coronas around. And before that, you know that every market had one. They've just slowly been deleted. So I think it's important that the Coronas Claro continues as a release. But we're going to talk about the 50 today, and maybe the 54 and a few other things.
Yeah. So we'll see. How's your pre-light draw? How does that?
It's good. It's good. It's just perfect.
I get it's a.
In terms of go.
Oh, sorry, you can go.
No, I was just going to say it's not soft or too
it's a firm pack.
Too firm. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But it's not too firm.
No.
And I get a nice little orange twang, citrus twang, tiny bit.
Yep.
Really, really lovely.
Something that Quai has always been known for. But we'll talk about that sort of stuff. We'll light up, we'll come back and we'll talk about it when we light up. Tell us about your first few draws, mate.
Brilliant. It's initially a bit of a cake flavour, and then that just you took the words out of my mouth before, and you said it was brioche, and you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah. It's
got a great brioche flavour, and with a tiny dash of orange zest or citrus on top of that. That's fantastic. Yeah.
So and Rob, a number of members have reviewed this, and Rob's reviewed this, and he mentions a brioche bread, which is like a French bread that's mainly egg and butter.
Very rich.
Very rich. And the citrus twang, the citrus has always been part of the keto say that even in the past with the Coronas Claro, I've had Coronas Claro from 06 gifted to me, and I remember smoking that, and it was just okay. It wasn't anything special. It had shortbread, and certainly the citrus twang in it, and but I do remember one that you gifted me from 2015 that you still have a few sticks of. That was delicious. That was much more stronger in citrus twang, and it's a more refined shortbread profile. Maybe that year was a good year for rolling it.
Maybe, yeah.
But I did love that Coronas Claro. But these 50s, I've had a few now. They've all been pretty solid in terms of construction, in terms of flavour for me.
These?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I've had probably smoked around, of the number 50, probably 3 or 4 now.
Yeah.
Because I remember I grabbed one, I was pretty lucky to grab them when they came out in Australia at a shop in the city, in Sydney. I was pretty happy with the 50. I enjoyed it then, and that was really fresh. Remember the box code, I think they were only around 5 months old at that point, and they were still promising then.
Yeah.
This is older,
Yes.
and it's even better. So.
Yeah. Now, we've also mentioned in our discussions, and this is an important discussion that you'd want to know. Invariably, the conversations come up a number of times on the forum. 50 or 54 differences. Eventually, the conversation goes to which one's better. What have you found from your 54?
I found it's a bit more milder on the flavour in terms of the flavours are a bit turned down. It's still got a nice brioche cake and orange citrus flavour, a bit of toasted tobacco in there instead as well. But I found just with the 54, and I'm willing to be proven wrong, and I'm hoping I can be proven wrong. But towards past the halfway point, they start to get a bit lose a bit of their zest and their flavour. And I've noticed that with other people that have smoked them around me. I was at a tasting in London with Stefan, and who's on the forum as well. Towards the end of everyone had a 54, Kid also number 54, and I noticed a lot of them were in the ashtray at around the halfway point, and or just past the band. So I was pretty much the same. Started to die out a bit. It started great. I remember Reese, who works at Souders, and he's been on some of the Souder videos, saying that the 54 reminds him at the beginning, the first inch of the number 54 reminds him of an aged Bahiki, which was a really interesting statement. He's smoked a lot, and I think you've had some Bahikis.
Oh, look, I'm going to come out and say I've only Bahikis I've had in the past year.
Yeah.
So not too many, definitely not. Only a couple, but they're distinctive flavour, but or blend. But when it comes to Bahiki, and I was talking to Fuzz about this yesterday, the initial 2010 release of the Fabled ones that you want to go for.
Yeah, a lot of good luck finding.
Yeah, good luck finding those.
Yeah.
Or good luck finding Bahikis anyway. But in regards to my 54 experience, I mean, a lot of the times, Luke and I, we've been in agreement with things, and I find that we're in agreement here again because I had a 10 count 54 and I smoked one initially, like I normally do with Mormon boxes, and I just didn't find the flavours as you said zest or as dynamic. The flavours were not as dynamic to my liking as much as I've found in the 50-50. So now Kilsey has a reputation, and many markers do, others don't. But Kilsey has had a reputation as being a long-term rest.
Yeah.
give it time for the blend to settle
and ferment in and mellow in. Yeah,
definitely. And
the Coronas Claro I mentioned before, they, I when I first bought them, I wanted to try something different. Had them fresh, so around 8 months old, and I just wasn't happy. It just bland as a tobacco. But then after reading some of Rob's posts on the forum around leaving them for 2 to 5 years, and I did that. As soon as I hit the 2 year mark, there was another cigar. I couldn't believe it. It had a lot more shortbread, orange zest, zing flavours in there. It was just but that's what I found with the Coronas Claro. And that's why I was surprised with the number 50. It starts off with some good flavours right from the start. So whether or not it'll continue to get better, or probably might dip down into another bit of a sick period and comes back up, who knows?
Because we're all smoking them young now.
Yeah,
they've been great.
Yeah.
With the 54, I decided to allow the other 9 to just settle. I'll see them in a year or two if I try the next one, but they're definitely for me for long term. But others on the forum, Luca, they love them straight off, and they don't enjoy the 50. So everyone's preference is different.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, so how's it? We're about the same point through the first third. How's it progressing?
That strong brioche, and it was a really strong brioche orange zest, has died down a bit. So I'm hoping it comes back, and it's got a little bit of toasted tobacco coming through now. So it wasn't as from the first light, which was really vibrant flavours. It's kind of just dipped down a bit. I've just noticed now.
I agree. The egg and butter there is gone a bit in the background, and
it is. Yeah,
I'm getting more of that. I've noted in my previous 50s a hint of cedar or nut, hazelnut.
Yeah,
that's just me.
I'd say cedar, not hazelnut for me, but cedar and toasted tobacco.
Yeah. Really, really nice. So we're going to leave it there and come back when we smoke through a bit more of the cigar. I think what we want to talk about is the hype and is it justified, and what's going on in terms of what's going on in this cigar. I think that's what I want to talk about, and we look forward to coming back soon. So we've come into into the middle third, and I was just saying to Luca that the ash length on this has been impeccable. Every one I've ever smoked, they've been great. They've been constructed really, really well.
Yeah, really solid ash. Yeah.
And I was just saying to Luca, one of the signs of a well-constructed cigar is not only the ash length, but when it does ash, it leaves a slight cone like this. Even Luca's just ash.
Mine's just ash, but it's got a small little cone at the top there.
So, guys, that's a sign that you're smoking something of quality, and I think that's why these have been such big sellers and so much in demand. It's because the leaf going into this is, I would say, I have to argue, it's the best leaf coming out of the Cuban tobacco fields at the moment in terms of a regular production cigar. And it's got to do with the Seiko. The secondary leaves is what gives it that quality flavour. And Luca, you're saying you're picking up a bit of sweetness?
Yeah, a bit of sweetness, and on the retro ale, it's a bit of an orange sweetness in there, and on the palate as well, reminding me a bit of like a Grand Marnier liqueur flavour, which is really, really, really lovely.
Just ash again. I've got that slight cone.
Nice.
Yeah, so and we were saying that we had a Montier. We had about a Montier 6 months ago, and that had
2018 Montier, I think.
Yeah, and it had like a Grand Marnier orange,
a bit of amaretto, like that almond flavour. Oh, it was great.
That beautiful twang, and you find that in this, and I find that in the very best cigars, they use the best Seiko leaves. And when you get that flavour, you know what it is when you smoke it. It's unmistakable that they're the best cigars around for me. And I
They're
know
great.
that you feel
Yeah,
the same way.
this hits the ground running.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it did start to die off a bit, but now it's just picked up now with some those great flavours. So
Yeah. So talking about height, so I remember doing a review on the forum, like a text review, looking up the word hype. The idea of the word hype is something that has more of a reputation than what it actually is. That's the colloquial meaning, but the ancient Greek meaning, I think, comes from the word hyperbole, which means to overthrow, to overshoot your mark, to go past your mark. But I think my opinion is a hype justified for these definitely, because I've never seen so many of these being listed on 24/24 at the clearance level. So to edify you, what that means that Rob's gone through a few of the boxes and they're good and they're all well constructed, but maybe not all. But the team double checks them before they go out. Every box they always get double checked, and they never fail. 50 or 54 never fail to sell out within minutes, and it's still going on. And this is after probably a year they've been listed on FOH. And look, I don't know when it'll die down. I know we had a review last summer saying that it will die down because it's the way cigars work, but 10 months later it hasn't died down yet. I've just been amazed.
Yeah, they just sold really quickly. And I'll probably just add that we're pairing it with a bottle of Kilkerran, the 12-year, which is one of my favourite Scotch to have. Unfortunately, in Australia, it's kind of like some Cuban cigars are just here for your limited time, disappears, and then another six months later it comes back. But one of my favourite scotches to have, and it's pairing nicely with the Kid also number 50.
Yeah, I noticed the bottle. I can read there in the corner. It's saying no chill filtered, no added colouring.
Yep, yeah, that's what I like about it. That is the colour with nothing added in it. That's what I love about it. Most, well, not most, but there's a lot of big brands out there that add that colouring into it. I think it's for marketing or to make it more appealing to someone's eye when they're looking on the shelf. I think people like a darker colour, thinking it's better, more age, there's more age to it or something like that. I like that. It's no added colouring. It's non-chill filtered, which is really good.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. How's See, it's not even hot. It's not even hot. It's almost it's just a dull warmth. So it's not.
I asked for the second time. I've got that cone again. There you go. Just evidence of quality construction.
I just love that orange zest on the retro Howell. Brilliant. Good cigar.
It has to be the best Petit Robusto around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Because what else is out there?
At the moment, what's hot at the time of this review is Hoya de Monterey Petit Robusto that have come up in the form that have been pretty hot, and even more hot than that, surprisingly, the Cohiba Medio Siglo, because they're not cheap.
They're good.
And I think they're 50 by 102. They're slightly smaller than this, but they've had a very solid reputation.
They do, yeah. I smoked one of them when they just came out. I went to a bricks and mortar store in my area, and they were great. They were really good.
Yeah. Fresh,
especially. But this, I definitely opt for this. Yes. Especially with the price point that you're at. And you're getting really good quality tobacco here as well. The Cohiba's still very good as well, not discounting that, but yeah, it's good job, HSA.
As we say on the forum, sometimes they just get things right. There's a lot of
like the
criticism with some of the stuff they do, especially in regards to deletions. But sometimes they bring out cigars and they just nail it. They get them right. This is one of them. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna smoke this right down and give our concluding thoughts. So we're into the last third, and one of the things we noticed with the wrapper is the wrapper's on this very silky smooth,
very thin. Yeah.
And Luca had a few tiny perforations, 2 or 3.
Yeah, just a tiny nip.
I've got one. You probably can see it there.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry
just
about.
Just when taking the band off.
Yep, exactly right. I was the same. Nothing to worry about. The scar's not going to split on you. It'll be fine.
No. It's not. It doesn't look like it will either. Yeah, still getting some nice Grand Marnier orange flavours in on there, but not as much brioche as the start.
Yes.
That was powerful brioche at the beginning. But still, it's a pleasant smoke. Smoke's still, really nice and cool. It's not hot around the cherry. It's nice and cool smoke for such a small cigar.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got a box in my OLH that I'll be resting for a bit longer. I'm really glad I got it. You've got one.
No,
you've got him here.
I've got him here. Yeah. I've got. But that's the other thing I was going to talk about before. The good thing about this release, some Cuban cigars are produced in different counts. So, for example, the Monte Cristo Petit Monde, you can get them in a 10 count or a 25 count. You can do the Partagas D4.
We can get them in there. Tubes as well, 15 pack.
Absolutely.
Tubes.
So with a kit or say 54 and the 50, they both come in 25 count boxes and 10 count boxes. So that's really handy. I've still got a 10 count box with the same box code as this.
Yep.
So I'm glad about that. And my 54s have got a 10 count of those. So you don't have to commit to a 25. You can commit to
It's good to try.
10, good to try.
Just grab a 10 box. 10 count.
But on the forum, if they come out in 25 counts or 10 counts, it doesn't matter. They just sell. They just disappear.
Yeah. I'd definitely considering looking at a 25 count as well. That'd be great to have them put away for a bit longer, maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah.
To see how these flavours melt in together. So, yeah. Thank you for this. Really nice.
Pleasure. I think I'm not as verbose in this review. I feel like I'm not talking as much because I'm just enjoying this. That's all. There's not much more to say. Good cigar is a good cigar. I should say an excellent cigar is an excellent cigar. I'm just really enjoying it. And look, I'm down into the final third, but this will go to my fingers. I just know for sure.
Yeah. And the draw's been great. Just a touch bit of resistance. I haven't had any construction draw problems with these out of the four or something that I smoked.
Agreed.
4 or 5.
Me neither.
Yeah. Haven't had, and I'd say you could buy these blind. You're pretty fine buying blind as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's not like
they are that dependable.
Yeah. It's not like some other cigars that are great when they're great, but you need to know what you're looking for, which makes buying blind a big risk. These are good. I'd have no problem buying them blind. Yeah. So keen to hear also what your thoughts are on this. If you're getting similar flavours as well. So if you could put a message in the thread as well for this video. Let us know what you get in terms of the flavour profile and the construction as well. Especially if you had a dimple like John has. It would be very interesting to hear what you guys have to say as well.
And I think the other thing is just to reassure you, don't feel bad if you're smoking through them and go through a 10 count very quickly in oh, why have I done that? Don't feel guilty.
No.
They're that good.
I was surprised if you guys can hold off. I'm glad mine's in my OLH, otherwise I wouldn't be around too long.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel with the 50, yeah, sure you can. I mean, the previous review we were talking about the trailer. Have a smoke now box and put one down for later.
Yeah.
I think with the 50, it's up to you. Like for me personally, I don't really doesn't bother me to. I'm not going to look to age them that long. Unlike previous Kudasai, I would definitely want to put it down. I mean, the 54 I do, but not the 50. Whether I have 12 sticks left from this.
Yeah.
And whether I have any left into the 2 or 3 year mark, it doesn't bother me at all. I can see myself getting some more when I can.
What I like to do is every box I get the last cigar there, or pick one out. I put the box code on it and stick that on, and I just put that at the bottom of my humidor. Because one day I might reach and have a look around there, and I'll be able to smoke something that's fairly aged and see how that has progressed over the years as well. Keeps something there for me to try later while I smoke through the rest of the box. That's what I like to do as well. Plus, it's at the bottom of the humidor, out of sight, so I'm not reaching for it or seeing it all the time and smoking through them. So yeah.
All right, then. Well, we're happy that you've enjoyed this review. It was just a pleasure to bring it to you, and we look forward to our last review as soon as we can, maybe in a few weeks. But until then, happy smoking.
Thank you.